Hi and welcome to episode 44. We're going on now to continue with the Siu Nim Tau form, and we're now looking at the Wu Sau or guarding hand. Last time we looked at Wu Sau, circling hand, very simple name, it tells you what it does, it circles. Wu Sau is a guarding or protecting hand. Why? Because it guards or protects the center line. Within the form, what we're learning when we do the Wu Sau hand, and we do it 4 times, so it must be important, is that we're learning a very simple but very important concept of Wing Chun, Jialik, stealing power. If your opponent is stronger than you, you can't stay there and have a battle of strength. You're destined to lose that. But if you can borrow that power and use it for your own purposes, that is the best way to get the advantage over your opponent. And that is what the Wu Sau action is teaching. Now, I can't speak for other families of Wing Chun, just for our own, the Wong Silin way. Whenever we do the Wu Sau, once we finish the Wu Sau action, we don't immediately go to Wu Sau. Why? Because I don't want to start the action out there. It's quite weak if it's elbows out. So we mimic real life. When we finish the Wu Sau, we start with the hand pointing forward as if I've collided with my opponent's energy. And then the elbow collapses as if pressure is coming down the outside and causing the arm to retract. We're also keeping the wrist at the same level all the way, because that way I'm bringing my opponent's energy down. Within the form, it's a perfect setup. We're starting at the correct height, matching the rear hand. We circle at the same height, and when we do the Wu Sau, we continue to stay at exactly the same height. That's to build the habit of bringing your enemy to that level. In real life, if I ask Gandak to step forward, we might have collided with our hands quite high and not even facing each other. I'm not facing him, and at least he can face me. If the pressure is coming in here, keeping my hand up there is not going to have any effect. It's going to allow him to push me away. But if I remember what I've learnt from the form, if the muscle memory is there, I'll collapse the elbow, bring the hand down to the same level as the form, and now his energy is taken away. If I do it on the other side, so you can catch the other view. So as he pushes in, rather than fight him out there and lose, because my arm is now like a handle and he can push me over, I let my elbow collapse and the hand comes back to the mid-level. From here, I can hit with that hand, or I can simultaneously hit with the other hand. That is literally this part of the form and this part of the form combined together. The form is teaching you one thing at a time because that's easier. But when we use it, it's going to be 2. So if you come back again. So under normal circumstances where we're colliding on a normal, let's say we'll call it a form level, why do I want to change the hand shape? If I stay here, even if the elbow collapses, this is still not very strong. If you push harder, I can start to lose my position. But a little bit of magic happens when you change the wrist shape. Now he can push all day. I can actually just stand there even on one leg. It's a trick, so don't get too serious about it and criticize me in the comments. It's just to show something that when the hand changes shape, something very interesting is happening inside your forearm. Thanks for that. Within the muscle of your forearm, surrounding the muscle, is a kind of membrane, which is known as the Intraosseous Membrane. Literally, it means the skin around the bone. And as you activate that wrist position, that membrane tightens. It's not the muscle that's tight. The muscle is actually still quite soft, but the membrane is tightening, and we now have a perfect triangle being formed between wrist, elbow, and shoulder, and that's what gives the strength to this technique. It's very powerful. In the form, it comes all the way back to about a fist away. Why? Because practicing Wu Sau over a longer distance makes it easier to appreciate how it works. If we only came part way back and then did the Wu Sau, it would take a very long time to understand what it's doing. So it's exaggerated. But in reality, if Gandak comes back one more time, in reality, no matter how quick and fast he punches, My stance might collapse, but my hand will only come back halfway because that's as far as it needs to come back. And notice, like most of the hand techniques in Wing Chun, although they're called something hand, most times the hand is not doing the work. The forearm is. If the forearm is controlling him, I can change again straight away. I can even, if I was only one-handed, I could even hit straight away with that hand. I can't do that if I try to control him with the hand because I can't let go. He'll hit me. But if I control him with the forearm, I can easily compensate and start hitting. So that's a little insight into the Wu Sau, the guarding hand. Talk to you on the next one. Bye.